Thank you. As you are aware, in the first meeting of the task force, we had made a small presentation where we had shown the kind of task that lies before us. What we have done that this time also we have a small presentation telling you as to what progress has been made in the sector so far and what are the activities on which we need to concentrate. Please go to the next slide. So if you see here, what we have tried to do here is that we have tried to give you three scenarios that up to 25th of January, 15th February and up to 22nd February. The data that we have actually received from all the stakeholders, which is actually our national level MSOs and independent MSOs, the total number of set-top boxes that have already been installed is about 88 lakhs if you look at this particular figure. And of course this is a data which is 1 week old, because every week we are collecting and compiling this data. This is about 87.63. However, just wanted to draw your attention to the fact that out of this, cable actually constitutes 46.99 lakhs and DTH constitutes 40.64 lakhs. If you see it in terms of percentage, you will find that in terms of percentage, the total progress achieved is about 55%, which is quite encouraging. And out of which the cable is about 30%.
They can switch off their mics.
Yeah, and the DTH is about 26%. The additions that we have made in terms of the set-top boxes is about 5 lakhs, and in terms of the percentage, we added about 3% to the entire, the percentage of achievement that we have made so far. Next slide, please. Next, we need not go into that. But of course, what I wanted to draw your attention to the fact that if you see, there is a good progress that is being made. I would like to draw your attention to the column 3, which is showing you actually the weekly addition in the cable sector. Here you will find that the data which shows up to 22nd February shows almost an addition of 3,72,000 set-top boxes. And in terms of DTH, if you see the total addition is about 41,000, which is it coming. So cable is definitely going at a very good speed. The DTH also has been doing quite well. There is some data which will be showing you a very big figures in the beginning. Please don't go by that, because those were somehow consolidated figures that we got from previous weeks, etc. But what is to be noted is, and I want to draw everybody's attention, is that 55% of the progress has already been made. Next one, and what I wanted to tell you in this slide, I won't go into the details. If you look at certain cities, which is Ludhiana, Hyderabad, Amritsar and Chandigarh, here the data which has been provided to us by the stakeholders is actually more than 100%. And this is the question which is being asked by everybody as to how this could be possible. And therefore, to both national MSOs and independent MSOs, I would like to ask them to basically rectify this data. This can't be 100%. Our feeling is that they have actually included some data from the Mufassir towns, from the neighboring areas. It is quite possible. Yeah, it's basically the district data. So my request to all the MSOs and MSO representatives is that kindly ask the MSOs to check the data, because we would like in another 3 days time, by about Tuesday positively, to get the data rectified. And even the DTH players are requested to kindly check the data, whether the district figures have been included into it. I also would like to draw your attention to the fact that in phase 1, there were certain issues where the number of total TVs itself was kind of, very high. It wasn't matching with the census figure. If that is the case, please bring it to our notice. In phase 1 in Delhi, for example, we have done much more than what has actually been given by census. So that is also another possibility. But the DTH and the MSOs kindly correct the data. I would not like to go into the details of this. Have a quick look at this presentation. You will find that the 8 cities that have been represented on this slide, they have done quite well. And this has been arranged actually in the descending order. The cities we have done well, they are on the top, and then we go down with the cities which are not doing that well. So if you see the 8 cities which are on this page, they have actually done quite well. Go to the next. Here also, on this page again 8 cities, the percentage is very good. You'll find it's all more than 50 to 51%. which is Jaipur, Ghaziabad, Indore, Faridabad, Nasik, Meerut, Vadodara and Allahabad. Come to the next one please. Here also if you see the 8 cities which are listed here, almost 50% is what that they are touching. And of course AS has some point to tell you about this once I finish my presentation. Basically the points are that we wanted to highlight that see most of these cities about 24 cities, they are showing 50% and above. No, how many? 16 cities.
Even the cities where they're showing less percentage, the data must not have properly,
Yes,
it's not
yes.
been properly reflected, I think.
So probably in your comments you could take it up. So I would
No,
just
no,
leave
please
that.
carry on. There's nothing that.
Just 2 points which AS was highlighting. One point was that let us focus and energize our activities in those cities which have already done 50% and above. There are about 16 such cities which have done about 50% of digitization. So if you have set-up boxes where you are wondering, you know, where to deploy them on a priority basis, till other set-up box supply is coming, probably concentrate so that we can finish those cities immediately. The remaining cities on the next page please. You see here, we feel that probably it may also be due to the fact, I mean the poor thing, performance may be that we do not have the proper data or correct data. So I would like to request all stakeholders, especially MSOs, to please cross-check this data and let me know if this data is alright. Because we feel that in Kalyan, Dombivli for example, definitely it will be much more. And Patna also can't be less, you know. Patna also has gone much ahead on digitization route. Next one please. I also would request my team, you know, Yogendra and Regimon, to also call up these independent MSOs also to find out, you know, what is
like, for example, Ranchi, you have Mathura.
Yes.
I think that is included.
It's included. So again, this is basically, this was the breakup of the cities that I wanted to show you. This is matching with the summary that I showed you in the beginning, which is about 55% as against a target of 160 lakhs, which is 160 lakhs. We seem to be, you know, doing well. In fact, in phase 1, we were not as comfortable as we are. You know, in phase 1, this kind of a data we got only about 15 days before the deadline was achieved, or even little later. So that is something that I wanted to bring to your notice. Next one, please. Yeah, last time I told you that the radio jingles have already started to play on the television channels, but on the radios. But I wanted to tell you here that some examples we are trying to give you. The kind of intensive campaign we are doing on AIR is that about 8 times per day on Ranchi, Coimbatore, Jalandhar, Nasik, Pune and Solapur, which is also in the regional languages. So the national hookup as well as the regional stations have started to do this intensive campaign on the radio. Next one please. Yeah, we also held the second meeting of the IC committee. I wanted to bring to the notice of the task force. And the text of SMS, we want to do some intensive SMS campaign that also has been sent. We'll be very soon up, I think by today evening or tomorrow, we will be uploading 3 advertisements on the e-bus platform of DAVP, and I would be informing NBA and IBF through a mail. My request is that please make sure that the moment it is uploaded and a password is given to you, using that password as we did last time, Mohanji, you're quite well aware of that, it should be there all over the channel. What we are also going to emphasize in our letter is that it is not enough that you show the ads. Please show the ads at least 6 times a day and definitely twice during the prime time. And that includes Doordarshan. So 6 times a day and twice during the prime time is something, you can choose the ads which you want to do. That is absolutely fine. There are 3 ads that you can choose, but it has to be 6 times a day and twice during the prime time. We'll be sending, the moment it is uploaded on the e-bus, I'll also pass on the password to you. Print advertisements are going to come on this Sunday in all the regional languages in 38 cities. I also wanted to share this happy news with the task force members that we had sent certain amendments into the Cable Act, which is to facilitate the phase-wise switch off of the channels, and that has been approved by the Ministry of Law. We need to take the administrative approval. I think MSOs will be very happy to hear that, and including broadcasters, because last time there was a bit of a tussle going on this. So it is through. And what I would like to request you is that last time we had certain genres decided, isn't it? We had regional channels and we had kind of Hindi news, then English news, and then entertainment, and movies, English movies, Hindi movies, and things like that. So task force can deliberate after I finish my presentation whether that switch off genre-wise was okay, and please let me know what are the dates on which we should start doing it. It will also be nice if the IBF and NBA and MSOs, they write to the ministry saying that these are the genre-wise switch off and these are the dates on which it is to be done. Because if you write this, it will be easy for us to issue an order, and then there won't be any kind of a dissenting voice. We would like it to be done in harmony immediately. Next one. See, as far as MSOs registrations are concerned, these are recent 65 applications that we have received. 30 licenses we have issued. Very soon you will see it in the press news also, and the rest of them are in the process. Provisional registrations we have issued. I wanted to tell the task force members over here that we are not keeping any license pending with us for more than 15 days or so. In the first batch there has been a bit of a delay because of a policy issue, but now all MSO licenses have already been issued. Next one. Yeah, next one please. This is something which is meant, just escape it. Yeah, there's only one point which I wanted to tell you about the role of stakeholders. I have taken it out of the minutes. And what we would like to request the stakeholders is to help us whether they are ready with their kind of comments and presentations. We had requested NBA and IBF as well as the regional channels to come out with their own intensive awareness campaign to assist the ministry, that is, what ministry is doing in addition to the print advertisement, 3 video ads that we would be giving, SMS campaign, and the scrolls, of course, the broadcasters are already doing. We wanted both IBF and NBA to also come out with some celebrity ads because they could be very catchy and then they could make a very good impact. We had also requested the regional channels in this regard. So I would like to request them to please apprise the task force and the chairperson as to what is the progress that has been made in that regard. Doordarshan, we had requested to also start running the scrolls. It was not coming, so the representative from Prasar Bharati can tell the task force what progress has been made in this regard. All India Radio, of course, has already been doing it. We had requested Siyama to present a strategy paper. Now that you have got, in the recent budget, there is a hike on the customs duty also, so you can take that also into consideration and kindly apprise the task force about the strategy that you are going to adopt for promoting the indigenous manufacturing of set-top boxes in India. Also, we had requested you to work with the ministry to kind of work on the BIS standards. So these are the things. We had also requested the Consumers Forum. I don't think you were present in the last meeting. So we had requested the Consumers Forum also to tell us what are the issues that consumers may have and what strategy are you taking to reach out the important messages of DAS to consumers, so that there is no gap between the real consumers and the ministry. That is what we had requested. We had asked MSOs a two-pronged kind of a report. One, which was their own publicity campaign on the local channels as well as into the newspaper. Task force, this task force, some of the members are from the first task force, may recall that MSOs had come out with a very intensive campaign in phase 1. We are requesting the MSOs to come out with their own campaign also this time. And also, the most important thing, we wanted the MSOs to give very good publicity to the consumer charter, to the grievance redressal mechanism for the consumers, and what are the package and the channel rates. Also, very, very important, the rate for the set-top boxes. You had announced the rate for set-top boxes as 799 rupees in phase 1. There is a bit of a confusion. Probably that is the rate this to be adopted. If that is so, please come out with an advertisement immediately that this is the rate which a consumer needs to pay, so that if a cable operator or somebody is trying to fleece them, they are in a position to kind of come out and saying that this is the rate which the MSOs have designed. And last, the LCO representative who's here, we had also requested that your basically inputs for consumer awareness, etc. FICCI and CII, I don't think they have come to today's meeting. I didn't see anybody from FICCI and CII. Of course, Ashok Chan is there. So we had asked all of them to help us in organizing some regional meets. So yeah, so that is something which we had discussed. So this is the role cut out for the various members of the task force, and I would now hand it over to the chairperson.